And hello, everybody, hello, and welcome to We Synced It. Yes, it's a weekly podcast that focuses in on movies, TV, and the entertainment in between. I am one of your hosts, Pat.
And this is Kev.
This is Josh.
And we are joined by two special guests. We have Nick and Antoinette from Maestro Society in the house. Welcome, guys.
What's going on?
Salud, salud. Yes. So how is everybody doing?
Everybody is well. How are you guys?
Good. Glad to be here.
Yep.
Yes.
So we came across this product not too long ago on Instagram, and it really caught my attention. If you want to go ahead and educate all the listeners and all the viewers on what is Maestro Society.
So it's Maestro. The product's Maestro. Maestro Society is our kind of our outreach, so like the social handles and all that, because our goal is to build a society, of creatives. So we are an energy and nootropic focus drink, and the idea is replacing your coffee with something a little more effective, so it's not crazy caffeine like a lot of the energy drinks on the market. And we get a question all the time. It's like, oh, it's a pre-workout. No, it's not a pre-workout. So the idea is, when you want to sit down, knock out some work, do a creative project, you drink some of this. And I do correlate it to pre-workout. It's like you drink pre-workout before you work out. This is like a pre-work. You drink it before you sit down and knock something out. So yeah, 4 flavors, 40 servings in a bottle. Comes out a lot cheaper than buying, the canned stuff out of the gas station every day. So we set out to market towards creative types, towards people who really are out there trying to make a difference, because that's what I'm all about. We come from creative backgrounds, and I was sitting there one day like, man, I really drink a lot of energy drinks, and I'd love something that helps me dial in, and I'm not willing to go on the black market for it. So, let me come up with something. So this is what we came up with, and it's been pretty awesome. We've actually had a lot of feedback from people even outside of who I designed this for. We've had like overnight nurses, first responders that are loving the product. And it's been really cool. The feedback we've been getting from people that are just like, I've been looking for something like this. This is so awesome. And it's people who probably wouldn't look to this market otherwise because it's so fitness dominated that then they're like, well, I'm not trying to feel like I can lift a car before I go to work. So that's been the cool thing, is people who have probably never tried a powdered product trying this and be like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Yeah, I think that was what caught my interest when I first saw the product. I noticed it was more geared towards, content creators, artists, which to me is really cool because, yeah, like you said, when you look at all these energy drinks and all these pre-workout stuff, it's all fitness, which is great. That's fantastic, but they're not the only people that need it. You know, like
they're not the only people that get drained.
Yeah,
everybody gets drained.
Think about how many energy drinks or coffees you see somebody go through in their workday, and it's
some people make a life of just being a coffee guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So now, tell us a little bit more about because you had mentioned like nootropics, and so tell us a little bit more about the science behind that. Like what is that?
Yeah, so nootropics and neurotropics, they are ingredients that are basically there to fortify the brain for different things. So we have lion's mane mushroom, we have bacopa, we have rhodiola rosea. Oh, I know I butchered that. And theanine, taurine. So there's a lot of stuff in there, choline, that is there to fortify the brain, to like scientifically. They've been shown to like create the synapses, better connections, dial you in focus wise. I know lion's mane has been a huge one, like with buzz, and it's cool because a lot of times it's hard to flavor, and you'll see it in coffees or teas or something with a strong flavor to overcome it. And we personally believe our flavors are pretty awesome. So being able to get it in there.
What flavors do you guys have?
So, do you want to pull it out and see? Yeah. So here, I'll hand that over there. And they are watermelon candy, which tastes like a candy of a certain brand name. And we have strawberry kiwi, blue slush sickle, which is like a blue snow cone or a blue icy. And my favorite, which is passion fruit orange guava. I don't know if you guys remember Pogs in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
So the reason they're called Pogs is in the early 1900s, a drink came out that was passion fruit orange guava in Hawaii. It came in a milk carton called Pog. And the teacher there would take those caps and invented the game of Pogs for her students. And in
Really?
the 90s, when we got Pog,
Yeah.
it had become manufactured, but it originated from these caps of this drink.
Wow.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude, I had no idea.
Freaking Pog means.
Yeah.
I was like, what thought of this idea?
Now, did I know that before I put out the flavor? Absolutely
didn't.
not. But when we put it out, like it was a flavor that I had tried. Funny enough, we take a lot of our inspiration on the flavors from theme parks. And I was at Animal Kingdom, I think, and they had a Pog drink, and I was like, this flavor's awesome. So we developed that. We've got a couple in the hopper coming out. I don't want to show my hat, but we got a few more theme park flavors coming out that are cool. But yeah, it's been probably the number one thing people have been blown away is the flavor. We just did an event, and we were like waiting for it. Every time we gave somebody something to try, they'd drink it, and you'd see their face change. We'd be like, oh my God, that's good.
So you have theme park flavored drinks. Do you have a theme park flavored drink that's like after you get off of Splash Mountain, after you're soaking wet?
Yeah. We got
And you're
Pirates of the
sweating.
Caribbean water, and yeah.
So cool.
No.
Like the candles, and you're
Yes.
like, oh,
Yeah. That's really cool. I saw not too long ago they have a candle that's supposed to smell like the fog at Halloween Horror Nights.
yeah.
And
That's,
it's supposed to remind you of that. That's so cool.
I mean, that's cool if you grew up with the theme parks.
Yeah.
You're just like in your house, and it's like, yeah, this reminds me of my childhood.
Yeah, but if you've
Or
never
last
been
week.
to the theme park, never been to Halloween Horror Nights, and somebody's house smelling like that, you're like, what the hell is this? This is not the forest. This is not.
Come up and stab me in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're that person. They come into your house and they just like strongly judge your choice in candles.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Now, before the podcast, before we started recording, you had briefly mentioned some of the outreach that you're doing. You guys are doing a more creative approach.
I appreciate that.
So, can you tell us, just divulge like a little bit about that?
Yeah. So we've been doing some events. So this is my wife Antoinette, and we she's been out helping me at events, and we've been doing some cool stuff. We've done CrossFit up to this point, but on the 29th of April, we're doing a music festival called Strange Desert. It's like a Old West EDM type
Meets
theme.
aliens.
Yeah. It's gonna be
It's
like,
interesting.
yeah. I'm like, I gotta go find a cowboy hat, but
That's the one thing that you want to bring. Aliens. I gotta wear a cowboy hat.
Strange Desert.
Yeah.
You need a cowboy hat.
need a
It's gotta
cowboy
be
hat.
like a fancy cowboy hat, but you're gonna need a cowboy hat.
You gonna have the boots to match?
I'll have the boots.
You have the boots? Ah, okay. It's a tandem. Gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah, if I'm gonna have boots, I gotta go all out, and I don't have the budget for that right now. But but yeah, no, we're doing this festival. We've been posting to our social. We're building a bus that is like a mobile DJ booth that we can pull up to events and kind of just throw a party while we hand out some samples. And so we're doing an event with Quantum EDM, which is Strange Desert, and hopefully we'll be doing more with them. And then this summer, Antoinette and I and a few people are heading out to EDC Vegas, and we're going to be in the RV park the bus there, just kind of hanging out because we're not an official vendor, but just, hanging out and seeing people.
Are you guys going to be selling it from the trunk of your car?
No, I'm not trying to get around. I'm not trying to get in trouble. But no, we figure it's a community that we were already a part of, and we want our product to be a part of. So just kind of getting it out there with, being seen. We were at EDC Orlando in November and doing home base. And it's just such a cool community. Not to like go on a tangent, but I am a musician, which is what led me to this, sitting there editing things for hours on end. I'm like, I need something to help me. So that I was in a band. We did a lot of touring, and I was very used to running on caffeine. And from there, we were a dance rock band, and getting those dance influences, I started listening to more and more dance music. And then I was like, went to the festivals, and I'm like, this is a religious experience. And so it's just a community that we've really been fond of. And so doing that, getting out to some cons, like We are on the vendor list for, I can't really announce, but a few of the Comic Cons and that kind of stuff.
Awesome.
Any of them down here in South Florida?
Not the Florida ones, because I missed the dates when we were applying for all the ones that happened down here. They all happened pretty collectively.
Yeah, from people that we've had in the past, they said that like the Florida ones are it's kind of tough to get in.
Yeah.
Because once you submit, and it's like they play like some little like cat and mouse game, like oh we missed you.
Yeah.
You try to call them back, they don't pick up their phone and stuff like that. It's like some Florida shit. You know? It just felt like some real Florida shit.
Yeah, and it's interesting too because obviously we're out of the norm for what would vend at something like that. So there's a lot of conversations that happen on the back end of like, hey, what are you? And you know, us trying to explain why we want to be a part of this. But I mean, it was literally developed for the crowd. So
Should
it's
have
like,
gave them a question. Not more what, but who? Well, who are you?
Have you
Script.
Yeah.
have you thought about like tapping into Ultra Festival down here in Miami?
yeah. So you know, not to speak to anything crazy, but that a lot of those events are run by a big company and they have like in-house vendors. And you know, brand partnerships and everything. So we're trying to be respectful of everything and infiltrate, you know, where we can, and you know, hopefully one day work our way up to that. But for now, you know, I love the idea. I come from grassroots. Like everything I've done myself, and you know, the people around me. And I like these festivals that are, you know, startups don't necessarily have the draw, but it's just such a cool environment when you know, it's these indie events. So I mean, listen, like I said, I toured. I used to play in clubs to 50 people in a biker bar in Oklahoma, and be like, it'd be the coolest show you've ever been to, just because, you know, these people are so appreciative of something cool coming. So I love the indie stuff and the grassroots stuff.
Awesome. Well, you know, me, you know, and these guys, Pat and Josh, we created, I don't know if you've heard of it, CosFest, where it's just basically a giant cosplay dance party.
Oh, that's amazing.
I am actually in the process of pre-planning for the next one, which should be like the day before. We usually launch it like right before a big con. So
Okay.
Florida SuperCon, it'll be like the pre-party. So
that's
I'd love to get you guys in. And
SuperCon's in July?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it'll probably be like that Thursday before the weekend.
Yeah.
So I would love to get you guys in.
Any
and
way
just
we can support you guys,
hang
for
out
sure.
and and just let everybody know, because it's just cosplayers, content creators,
that's amazing.
artists
Yeah.
that show up. So
Yeah,
that'd be
I know we haven't really talked about that yet, but we've got a lot of cosplayers that have been promoting the product, and you know, I think it's a really cool creative field that doesn't get a whole lot of attention. These people don't get respect for the costumes that they make and the time they put in and con prep, and I mean, like, that's just like Sci-Fi had that show Here's a Cosplay for like a hot second, and that was like all the recognition it got. Yaya Han got some great exposure, and you know, her product line in Joann's Fabrics, but aside from that, I don't think they get the respect as creatives as much as they should. I mean, listen, some of these people have to stay in shape to do their, you know, like
That's a lot. That's a lot for it. You got to cosplay Superman. You just got to be fit. It's like, yo, I'm already out. It's like, if that was one of those like Shark Tank things, I'm out.
Listen, I am a firm believer of, you know, all body types can cosplay and everything, but some of these people, you got to put in give them the respect for the work that they put into this and going to these events. Like some of these dudes, I'm like, you know, I worked in the fitness side of supplements for a little bit and going to these fitness cons, and some of these people at the Comic Cons are just as jacked as the people that were at these fitness events. And I'm like, wow, bro, that is some respect.
There's a term that gets used a lot in that community, which is con crunch, which is like the lead up to the convention, sleepless nights, making sure everything is perfect, which I'm sure you guys like go through the same exact thing before a large event, like all that prep. Like there's probably more work during the prep than the actual event.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The day of, it's cake compared to the weeks before.
The crash that happens after the event is what's, I mean, you just, comatose.